Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Crafty Creatures here with your troll bridge painting. You're going to need your canvas, a pencil, your paintbrushes, our paints, we'll need a lot of blue today, something to wash your brushes in, a paper plate for mixing, and then that's it, we're ready to get started. So lay your canvas portrait, that makes it taller than wide, just like mine is here. And we're going to start by just making a pair of straightish lines just along the middle of that canvas. We don't want it too wide, this is just going to be our little bridge. And then we're going to make this kind of funky U shape underneath. This is going to be kind of the ground. Now underneath our bridge we are going to draw a troll. Now you can draw your troll however you like, just make it look kind of angry, maybe a little bit scary. Mine's going to be a little bit cartoony. I'm giving him a big nose and a big mouth with these big fangs that kind of stick out underneath, and gonna give him really long arms with really big fists. Like he looks like he's very mean looking. Now when you're drawing, try to draw as light as you can. That way if you don't like something, it's a lot easier to erase. I didn't really like the shape of that arm, so I erased it and just redrew it. And I'm also going to add some little horns on mine just to make them look kind of cool. Alright, that's it for drawing. Now let's get ready to paint. First we're going to take our big brush and we're going to scoop out a nice sized glob of white paint and then a little bit of blue paint. This way we can mix it and make a nice light blue. Our regular blue is a little bit too dark. It would make it look kind of nighttime. We want it to be more daytime. And then we're going to paint in our sky. Now we're going to paint in all the sky above our bridge. We are also going to paint in the sky underneath of our bridge. We're not going to paint in the hills with this color, but we'll paint around it and around our troll. So you might have to switch brushes, use your big brush as much as you can to fill in, and then any really small gaps, you can use your little brush, or if you get really fancy with your big brush and you turn it, you can kind of squeeze into some of those harder to reach areas. Then we're going to wash our brush super well. We want to make sure there's no blue left on our paintbrushes. So you want to stir it really good, almost like you're washing the bottom of your cup or bucket to get all the paint out. Then we're going to take a glob or two of brown paint and a little bit of black, and we're going to make a dark brown. Mine was a little bit too dark, so I added some more. We don't want our bridge to be straight brown because our goat is going to be with the brown, so we're just going to make it kind of darker, makes it a little bit easier to see the difference. Then again, wash your brush really well because we're going to go to a lighter color. We're going to switch to green and we're going to fill in our little hills. Now we always want to wash our brushes good between colors, especially if we go from a dark color to a light color. That's because if we don't, it could mess our colors up a bit. And we want our colors nice and bright. Next we're going to paint in our troll. Now you can paint your troll in with whatever colors you like. I'm going to go with orange and purple because I think those are really fun colors. They're kind of Halloween-like. They're really bright and fun. So I'm just going to paint in some of the details with orange, and then I'm going to paint in the rest of my troll with some nice purple paint. Take your time painting in your troll. That way you can get nice and detailed if you want. Alright, for our next step, you can either wait for your painting to dry a bit, or you can move on. It might look a little different if you do it while your painting's still wet. We're going to turn our canvas upside down and we're going to wash our brush super good. Now we're going to paint our whole hand with brown paint. This can get very messy, so make sure you don't touch anything till your hand is clean. You don't want to get brown paint where it's not supposed to be. And you want to paint in your whole hand, your fingers, your thumbs, even that little bit in between. Then you're going to add a little black to the ends of your fingertips and to your thumb. And you're going to stamp your hand onto your canvas just above the bridge. Now my paint was still very wet, so I did kind of do a second dipping. If you have to stamp your hand again, just make sure you try to put it in the same spot and just reapply your paint. Make sure you press down your hand really good, you press all the way around, and then you can kind of fill in some spots if they're just a little bit too patchy. And you can either wash your hand or just wipe it off for now and keep going, it's up to you. Now we're going to turn this funky handprint into our goat. So what we're going to do is make our hooves a little bit darker. Those are our fingertips. We'll add a pair of horns and a nice tail with a little bush on the end of it. We'll add a nice little dark dot for our eye and a little dot for our nose. And we can also add some ears. Now our next step, we're going to dip the wrong end of our paintbrush in some white paint and add a little dot on the eye. Just makes it look pretty. Now I'm going to add some little spots because sometimes goats have spots. You can make your goat look however you'd like. In our very last step, we're going to add a little beard to our goat. So I just used some white paint and made a nice little beard for my goat. And that's it. Good job, everybody. I'll see you next time for a new painting. Bye-bye.